Can We Afford the Green New Deal? By Yeva Nersisyan and Randall Wray. The Job Guarantee Path to Jobs for All, and a source of resources for the Green New Deal. While there are many job guarantee proposals floating around, the Levy Economics Institute's proposal is among the most ambitious. Wray et al., 2018. The levy proposal includes paying $15 per hour plus generous benefits at 20% of the wage bill, including Medicare-style healthcare and free childcare, plus an amount of spending equal to 25% of the wage bill to cover materials costs. Thus, the job guarantee not only provides full employment, it also ensures an effective national minimum wage of $15 per hour, and this is accomplished whether or not $15 is the legal minimum. Footnote 3. The job guarantee wage will become the effective minimum wage, assumed to be $15 per hour plus benefits. Without a job guarantee, a legal $15 minimum wage may not be an effective minimum wage, because those who cannot obtain a job in the formal labor market will not receive that wage. They might remain unemployed or be forced to work in informal labor markets at less than the minimum. End footnote. The levy simulation of the job guarantee puts the net annual impact on the federal government's budget at around $400 billion per year for the first 10 years. State budgets improve by $53 billion annually. The boost to GDP is around $560 billion annually, while the boost to employment is around 19 million new workers, 15 million in the program, plus 4 million private sector jobs. Footnote 4. These are high estimates, since the levy simulation does not include likely cost reductions, such as lowering spending on social programs and the penal system that would result from poverty reduction through job creation. We assumed some budgetary savings from lower Medicaid spending and reduction of the earned income tax credit, as program workers would have higher incomes that would raise them above program thresholds. End footnote. What is important here is the impact on resource use, not the budgetary impact on the federal government. The net $400 billion boost to federal government spending, about 2% of GDP, means that aggregate net wages have been increased by that amount. Footnote 5. Also note that Medicare-style healthcare as well as child care coverage is included in this simulation of a job guarantee program. With Medicare for All, job guarantee workers would get health care through the program. Hence, the spending on the job guarantee itself would actually be lower than the levy estimates, if the entire package of Green New Deal programs was adopted. End footnote. While in financial terms, the job guarantee represents a cost in real terms, it is both a cost. It uses resources, mostly the increased consumption out of wages by employees over what they consumed with their previous level of income, and a source of resources for Green New Deal projects. In particular, job guarantee workers can be employed for many of the job guarantee workers can be employed for many of the Green New Deal projects. By design, job guarantee projects would be able to utilize labor with below average skills and experience, and the jobs would be labor intensive, requiring little expensive capital investment or materials. These could include care services, care for the environment, community, and people, plus small construction and retrofitting projects, making homes more energy efficient, for example. Clearly, these workers would not be used as skilled labor in major infrastructure projects, a core component of the Green New Deal. Footnote 6. The Levy Report, Wray et al. 2018, discusses the importance of respecting prevailing wage legislation and avoiding competition with union labor. Further, most public infrastructure projects will continue to be undertaken through contracts with private firms, hence would not be performed by the Job Guarantee Program. End footnote. Importantly, the job guarantee would be directly employing labor resources that are not currently being used by the private sector. Let us assume that half the job guarantee workers are in projects devoted to greening, while the other half are devoted to what Pavlina Cherneva, 2018, calls care for community and care for people projects. Service projects related to senior and youth care, teachers' helpers, neighborhood and park cleanup, artistic projects, and so on. Thus, the Job Guarantee Program can provide resources needed for green projects in an amount equal to 1% of GDP, and resources equal to another 1% of GDP for other care services. To conclude, we count the job guarantee as using an amount of resources equal to 2% of GDP. However, we count it as supplying an amount of resources for green projects equal to 1% of GDP. Hence, the net cost in terms of resource use is 1% of GDP. Footnote 7. We have chosen not to directly count the contribution of job guarantee workers in care services as a net resource because we do not include an estimate of the care services resource costs. Thus, we are assuming that the job guarantee care services essentially pay for themselves in terms of resource use. However, the job guarantee care workers will consume 1% of GDP, so they are treated as a Green New Deal resource cost. End footnote.